Um, Ever wonder what happens to actors when they fall out of favor with the biggest entertainment giant on the planet? Disney, with its carefully cultivated family-friendly image, doesn't often broadcast its dismissals. Uh, but behind the magic, a surprising number of performers have found themselves on the chopping block. Uh, let's delve into the stories of those who once graced Disney screens, but are now largely absent from the kingdom. Jonathan Majors was poised to be a major villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Um, but legal troubles led to um, a swift and decisive break with Disney and Marvel Studios. His role in Ant-Man and Loki now feels like a glimpse into a timeline that never was, forcing a complete overhaul of future storylines. Johnny Depp, synonymous with Captain Jack Sparrow, saw his pirate adventure abruptly end. Public legal battles and allegations led Disney to seek a new direction for the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, effectively retiring the iconic character. Um, James Gunn faced a surprising and firing from Guardians of the Galaxy volume, um, um, 3 inches over uh, resurfaced social media posts. A fan outcry and cast support ultimately led to his reinstatement, but the episode highlighted the power of public opinion and the potential for second chances. Terrence Howard's portrayal of James Rhodes in Iron Man was short-lived. Um, a salary dispute led to his replacement by Don Cheadle, a change that stuck for over a decade and became one of the franchise's earliest recasts. Um, uh, Edward Norton's single outing as the Hulk wasn't a springboard for a lasting Marvel career. Uh, in Creative differences led to Mark Ruffalo taking over the role, and Norton hasn't returned to the character since then. Uh, Fred Savage, a familiar face from the Wonder Years, was fired from his directorial role after an internal investigation into alleged misconduct. The reboot lost a key creative voice, and Savage's connection to the original series was severed. Jake Paul, a Disney Channel star, left Bark amid scrutiny over his behavior, um, which the departure was presented as mutual, but it marked a turning point for the young performer who later pursued a career in boxing. Mitchell Musso, known for Hannah Montana and Pair of Kings, was let go after a DUI arrest. Disney distanced itself from the legal trouble writing his character out of the show and ending their professional relationship. Thomas Gibson's career on Criminal Minds ended abruptly after an on-set altercation. Uh, a physical incident led to his immediate dismissal, and his character was written off without a proper farewell. Isaiah Washington's departure from Grey's Anatomy followed a controversial incident involving a homophobic slur. Um, um, the actor's behavior led to a permanent exit from the hit medical drama. And Columbus Short's run on Scandal ended amidst legal issues and allegations of misconduct. the show creators decided to remove him from the production to avoid further controversy. Uh, Patrick Dempsey's sudden exit from Grey's Anatomy shocked fans, and that's that that's what the perfectism reports of friction with the showrunner led to a dramatic on-screen death for his beloved character. TJ Miller wasn't invited back for the third Deadpool film after Disney acquired the studio. Um, his past controversies and the studio's desire for a fresh start led to his character being left out. Um, um, Louis C.K.'s voice work on Gravity Falls was quietly removed after revelations about his test behavior. And um, Disney redubbed his lines with a new actor, distancing itself from the comedian. Justin Roiland was fired from Solar Opposites following legal charges. If Disney and its subsidiaries swiftly cut ties, recasting his roles and removing his presence from their platforms. Armie Hammer found himself dropped from several projects, including those associated with Disney, following serious allegations. His appearance in Death on the Nile became overshadowed by the controversy. James Remar was replaced during the filming of Aliens, a rare occurrence that left some scenes reshot. While the reason was personal struggles, it remains a curious footnote in film history that film history. Brendan Fraser didn't return for a sequel to George of the Jungle after a salary dispute. The studio opted for a new lead, leaving Fraser's involvement a brief chapter in his career. Nick Cannon faced consequences for controversial comments, leading to the end of several partnerships with Disney. The studio distanced itself from the public backlash impacting his career. Drake Bell's longstanding relationship with Disney ended after legal issues and personal struggles. His voice work on animated series was replaced, marking a definitive break, and Frank Oz felt sidelined by Disney's direction for the Muppets. And the legendary performer expressed disappointment ending his long-standing creative involvement. Jeffrey Tambor's involvement with Arrested Development ended following allegations of misconduct. Disney distanced itself from the actor, removing him from future collaboration. Mark Salling's role on Glee was effectively erased following serious criminal charges. Disney minimized his presence in retrospectives, upholding their brand integrity. Shia LaBeouf wasn't asked back for the final Indiana Jones film following personal controversies. The studio opted for a fresh direction, leaving his character behind Riddle, Cause, and Christopher Miller and Phil Lord were famously fired from Solo, a Star Wars story, over creative differences. The studio sought a more traditional approach. leading to a significant reshoot. Edgar Wright's years of work on Ant-Man ended abruptly when he was fired over creative differences. Quote, the studio wanted a director who would adhere more strictly to their established formula. Josh Trank was fired from a Star Wars standalone film before production began. Concerns over issues on his previous project led the studio to cut ties early. So, what do these dismissals tell us? Hollywood is a business, and even the biggest stars aren't immune to the consequences of their actions. Disney, and with its carefully cultivated image, often prioritizes brand protection above all else. It's a reminder that behind the magic, there's a complex world of power, politics, and sometimes silent erasures. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, we